Hello, hello, and welcome to another RichAlvarez live stream. It's another Top 5 Live. Today we're doing Nintendo Switch. Now, we had some hesitations on whether or not we were going to do Nintendo Switch so soon, because it's kind of hard to do a top 5 on Nintendo Switch when a Nintendo Switch hasn't been around very long, you know? So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
been out for a few years, but it's kind of hard to say the top 5 games of all time. However, I do feel like it's late enough in the Switch console. Like, unless an amazing game comes out in the next year or so, I think we pretty much have our top Switch games here. And also we did a poll where here it is. We did the poll on Facebook, and we asked you guys if you wanted us to do top 5 Switch games or top 5 PC games, and you guys, it was like 2-1, 3-1. I don't know, math right now. But it was Switch games by a long shot, 61 to 39% Switch games. So of course we did Switch. If you're not on the Rich Alvarez Facebook, well, get on the Rich Alvarez Facebook so you can participate in those polls. Not sure if we're gonna do a poll this week. I think that we'll just do top 5 PC, and then we'll come up with another clever poll after that. Or I could do a poll. Who knows? But we'll do these accordingly. But anyways, what do you think of the Nintendo Switch, real quick, Chris?
So I, funny enough, I think this is my favorite console since the GameCube because the Wii and the Wii U had their moments, but I played them a little bit and then I didn't quite have that same level of losing myself as I did for the GameCube era. So I love what Nintendo has done with the Switch. I'm so happy that they gave us the Pro controller, so I feel like I'm playing an actual console. And I guess I'm just excited to talk about some of the games on the list because I have been loving the Switch. Nintendo did a great job.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to get into it here. As usual, we're going to talk about our top 5 games. We're going to do a little bit of honorable mentions before we get to our top 1 and 2. And remember, guys, if you want your honorable mention in this video, don't forget to super chat, and we will mention your game and your name during the honorable mention section. It's going to be fantastic as usual.
All right.
All right, well then without further ado, let's get into our number 5 here, which is going to surprise some of you, I suppose. Uh, it is quite a good one. Our top 5, or our number 5 is Octopath Traveler.
So
So,
I need to be honest and say I have not played this game yet, but I know Rich has, so I'm gonna just let you run with this one, Rich.
and that's one of the reasons why I was kind of hesitant to put this higher on the list, because I actually really enjoy Octopath Traveler. As many of you guys know, Chrono Trigger from, the Super Nintendo days, that's my favorite game of all time. And Octopath, in my opinion, is the closest that Square has come to kind of making a good RPG like that, maybe since then. I'm not saying necessarily that Octopath Traveler beats out like Final Fantasy like 7, 8, 10 for me, but like it's pretty good. And they did a lot in this game to make it not only feel like a classic Super Nintendo RPG, but enhanced. Obviously has these incredible 3D visuals going on in the backgrounds and everything, but has that classic sort of Super Nintendo pixel look sprites for the characters, and just amazing combat combinations, especially the fact that the way that the story is so fluid, you can kind of pick and choose which characters you get in which order. Because again, it's Octopath Traveler. There's 8 main characters. You can choose which one you start with, and that is your quote unquote main character. And eventually you'll see all the character stories if you get all 8 characters. But you don't even have to get all 8 characters. You could be fine with 4 of them, but you'll see everybody's story if you get all 8. And the story kind of it weaves in and out of the different characters, and it's kind of interesting the way that it flows depending on who you start with, which chapters of which characters you're doing. I could honestly, Octopath Traveler should get its own video at some point, but it is an incredible game. It really made me feel like I was playing like a Final Fantasy VI or a Chrono Trigger, and just it's just like I just pretend that like the Super Nintendo FX chip got like way better, and this was the this was the result. But I really do think like if we're not gonna like spend the time to like fully remake games like Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy VI, I would love to see them kind of redone in this format. I'm assuming that would be easier than like doing like what they've been doing with Final Fantasy VII. But I don't know. Anyways, Octopath Traveler, an incredible game. It's our number 5. I feel like it should be higher, but it's like we got some other great games on this list that are a little bit more like, oh yeah, that's a Nintendo Switch game, you know? Because I think
Yeah.
Octopath Traveler, if it's not ported to Steam already, I think that it is, or it will be soon. So it's just like it's not going to stay a Nintendo Switch exclusive, and I know that's not really one of our prerequisites, but it's like I feel like the Octopath series it'll be known for other consoles too. It's not going to
And
just,
you're right. I pulled up the Wikipedia page. It came out on the Switch 2 years ago in July of 2018, and then last year it came out on Windows on PC in June 2019. So you're right that they're slowly expanding it to other consoles, but it was initially a Switch title.
All right. So, anyways, it came out on Switch first, so it's good. But again, I have my reasons for why it's not higher. That's all right. Anyways, getting back to the rest of our list, you might be surprised by our number 4 because I know that this series isn't everyone's favorite, but for people who love this series, they really love this series. I'll admit this isn't one of my favorites, but I thought it should go on this list for several reasons that Chris will get into. Our number 4 is, of course, Splatoon 2. Chris, why
All right.
Splatoon 2?
I have a lot to say about this game. So the first reason is that if you look at my playtime of the games on my Switch I've sunk the most hours into, this is the game I've spent the second most amount of time playing. And real quick, if you have not played Splatoon, as you can see in the video, it's basically a multiplayer shooter game where you spray ink everywhere. But I'll tell you why I like this game. Aesthetically, it has this really bright like neon colors, this kind of like punk skateboard feel to it. It feels as if it's taking from the 1990s aesthetic of like the punk skateboard like subgenre. It's a little bit hard to explain, but there's like a 90s punk feel to it that I really like. But the main reason I like Splatoon is there is a game mode called Salmon Run. And if you have not played Salmon Run, that is the reason I've sunk hours and hours and hours into Switch. It's a very simple premise. You have 4 players, and you just have these like evil salmon fish, these waves and waves of fish attack you, and if you kill them you get golden salmon eggs, and it ramps up in difficulty, and it is so freaking fun. I've sunk hours and hours and hours into it. I believe that genre of gaming is called horde mode. There might be another name for it, but it's really fun. If you've never played it, highly recommend it. It's addictive in a really good way, and I just love playing this game. So I figured, if you have not had the chance to jump in and give the series a try, jump in with Splatoon 2, and I think you'll enjoy it quite a bit.
All right, Splatoon 2. I have literally nothing to add to that.
No worries.
Anyways, moving right along, and we've played a little bit of Splatoon on the channel in the past. I think it's all right, but anyways, I mean the same. Chris didn't play Octopath Traveler, but we can agree to disagree on things and whatever. I agree that Splatoon could go on this list. Anyways, our number 3. Some people may be disappointed that our number 3 isn't higher on this list, because I'm sure that for a lot of people, as usual with these lists, for a lot of people, our number 3 is their number 1. But we have great reasons, I think, for why it's not number 1. Our number 3 is Super Mario Odyssey. Why don't you take it away?
Yeah, so I'll start off by saying, if you guys watched our top 10 Mario video, obviously we went into a lot more detail on why we ranked certain games, and Super Mario Odyssey is not our favorite Mario game of all time. I won't spoil it for you guys, but that being said, this is a great game. One of the things I liked about it is there is, number 1, a very immersive world. Number 2, the graphics look amazing. Number 3, the control of Mario, the gameplay is great. They have lots of very clever like nostalgia throwbacks, because there's parts of the game where you kind of go into like 2D mode. So it's a very, very fun game, and it's Nintendo at its best basically when it comes to the Mario franchise, aside from maybe Super Mario 64. But that's watch our top 10 Mario if you guys want to see that.
We go into way more details in our top 10 Mario list, which you guys should check out if you haven't, and if you have watched it, watch it again. But
Yeah. What about you, Rich? I mean, I'm giving I gave just a quick little rundown. Is there anything in particular you wanted to deep dive on about what you liked about Odyssey?
I really like Super Mario Odyssey. I do think, as I've said in our video, I do think that it is a return to form a little bit. Not that anything was necessarily wrong with like a Super. I love the music in Super Mario Galaxy. Obviously we talked about the problems, at least that I have with the motion controls and everything. I think that Super Mario Odyssey was a step in the right direction. I can't wait for Odyssey 2 or whatever's coming next. I had a lot more fun. I think I might have said this or not. I don't remember in the top 10, but I had probably more fun in Super Mario Odyssey, like in a Mario game, than I've had in years. It might be the best Mario game, since Mario 64. But I mean, but then of course there are other better Mario games. Obviously we talked about Super Mario World being one of the best. So there's other great Mario games, but Mario Odyssey is definitely one of the best Mario games. It's just not the best Mario game, and it's definitely not the best game on the Switch. I think there's one in particular that people are remembering that they're like, oh, I bet I
Yeah.
already figured it out. However, then you might be like, well, if that's number one, then what's number two?
What's number two?
However, before we get into our number one and our number two, we're going to talk about some honorable mentions, and Chris and I will get started with a couple of our honorable mentions. Again, if you want your honorable mention, don't forget to super chat. It's a thing. All right, Chris, why don't you go first?
So the first honorable mention I wanted to mention is Mario Kart Deluxe. Now, of course, this is really just a rebranding of Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and then they added some stuff in. But what they added in
This
was...
is not Mario Kart. This is Smash Bros. But this is what I'm going to be
yeah.
playing during our honorable mentions.
Yeah, sure. I really liked battle mode for Mario Kart 8. I loved all the new gameplay types they did. I mean, when Mario Kart 8 came out on, I think the Wii U, we did a bunch of Let's Plays of us just playing all the different battle modes. But like Shine Thief, the coin, what's it called? Coins something, the bomb mode, just all the different versions of battling. I loved playing battle mode on Mario Kart 64, so being able to play that online was extremely fun. So it's a good game. The reason I don't say that it is, on the top 5 is because, there's plenty of other Mario Kart games, and while it was extremely fun, again, it was, really a Wii U game that they just revamped for the Switch. But I am happy that they did do that, and I am totally in favor of Nintendo doing deluxe versions of older games, because if you didn't get that older console, you may have never played Mario Kart 8, but if you have a Switch, then you can jump in. So yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, just for being able to play online multiplayer battle mode.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I agree with everything that Chris said. I'm a big fan of it too. It's just, for me, and this is the same reason why I'm going to mention what I'm going to mention, is just in the same way that I feel like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it very much is a port of a Wii U game, and therefore I don't feel like it should be on any Nintendo Switch top list. Some people will be disappointed to know that I did not want to include Smash Ultimate on this list, and that's one of the reasons why I'm playing the footage here now. Because to me, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is just Smash 4 from the Wii U, just ported over with some slight upgrades, but it has all the good thing is that it has all the DLC characters that you got from the DLC from the Wii U version, but now they just come with this game. Some of them you have to unlock, of course, but this is in every way, I don't really see much of a difference between Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate, and I definitely don't think it is a revolution in the Smash Bros genre.
To
or
be
franchise.
fair, I don't think that since Melee, that set the bar. So I mean, we've talked about it before, but Smash Ultimate is a really good game. But I think it's still a testament that when it comes to the competitive Smash community, they're all still playing Melee, which just goes to show that's where the bar is set. And there's probably a lot of reasons behind that. But I mean, Smash is still a really fun game. Lots of people love it. There's still a huge competitive community. I know that some people will probably be offended because they would consider Smash their favorite game. I can already see in the comments people are upset.
No, that's fine.
You're claiming
it doesn't matter. I haven't, and this is true for me. And people are like, "Rich, you want to play some Smash Bros. Me, guys?" I have not really touched a Smash Bros. Game in depth probably since the GameCube. Like I loved Melee a lot. I think Brawl was okay, and then I played a little bit of Smash 4, and then with Smash Ultimate, I played it for a month, and then haven't really touched it since. And that's why, like I said during our GameCube one too, like Super Smash Brothers Melee definitely deserves and is one of the top GameCube games. It is definitely one of the top GameCube games of all time, and for sure made our GameCube list. But I don't really think any other Smash Brothers game deserves to be on a top list because they're all pretty derivative after that, in my opinion. I'm more cynical than Chris is.
Yeah, I'll say this: it really does become a preference thing, because if you're a fan of the Smash series and you've played hours and hours and hours of Smash 4 and also Smash Ultimate, you're probably gonna appreciate the nuances of what made Ultimate stand out compared to 4, and you'd consider it much better because of various reasons like the roster and the gameplay mechanics and other things like that. But point is, I think that it really comes down to this. For at least for me, my time obsessed with the Smash Bros genre was Melee. That's when I sunk hours of my life into the game, and also Smash Bros 64. I just haven't quite been as interested in it. Like, I'll play it a little bit with friends here and there when a new console gets released, but I personally haven't been quite as interested. But again, it's subjective. Like, there are many that would consider Smash Ultimate the best game on the Switch and are probably could explain the differences better. But it is a great game, and it's a testament.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if like Smash Brothers is your favorite thing, then obviously that's what you're gonna play. And like, I do enjoy Smash Brothers. I'm being a negative Nancy about it, of course, but
Yeah.
I do enjoy Smash Brothers. It's just, again, I don't think that Smash Ultimate is like different enough from the other Smash Brothers games to be a top game. I don't know. Am I crazy? Like,
We I'll take this moment to tangent here. We did get our first super chat from Marty Man. Thank you, Marty Man. He super chatted $5 and he said, "You have to stream Smash Online viewer matches. I will totally challenge you." I don't know if we want to get humiliated on stream, because I know I'm rusty. So
I'm not good at Smash.
Yeah. Sorry, no fan challenges, because it would just be a humiliation fest. But thanks for the offer, Marty Man. Were there any other oh, sorry, we just got another super chat. So EDMG said, Pokemon Sword and Shield, yes, I'm poking that Beedrill's nest.
It's funny because I was very close to putting Sword and Shield on this list, Chris, but you mentioned that some people there was some controversy, and I guess now we can get into that a little bit.
Okay, so I will admit I have not played Sword and Shield. I personally, my favorite Pokemon game on the Switch was Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, because I'm such a fan of, or at least I was a fan of Pokemon Go. Now, Pokemon Sword and Shield, there are many videos that did it better, but I will just say this: there are many in the Pokemon community that feel like Sword and Shield was a handheld game that at the last minute got ported to the the Switch. There was a lot of controversy about it not having all the Pokemon people expected. Some of the animation was a little bit lackluster. So there are many. I mean, that being said, I have not played it, but I've heard it's a fun game and it's an enjoyable game. But many people feel like Nintendo and Game Freak kind of put in the bare minimum effort on that. And like I said, that does not mean it's a bad game, but if you are talking to like the hardcore community, there are many videos and many Reddit breakdown threads that will go into why many of the hardcore fans were unhappy with the genre. But again, it sounds like a fun game, and I like Rich said, Rich was considering putting it on its list.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of the opposite. I felt like the Let's Go series was kind of I didn't care for like the hybridization of Pokemon Go and the original, but I think you liked Pokemon Go a little bit more than I did.
Oh yeah.
But what I've played of Sword and Shield, I actually enjoyed quite a bit, and I wasn't it's not that I disagreed, because I could obviously see there were some, obviously it doesn't have as nice of graphics as say like Breath of the Wild, but like that didn't really bother me. I thought it was a fine Pokemon game, and I thought it was a good enough improvement over the previous one, but to each their own. I understand the problems.
And I'll quickly mention, like I said, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. If you come from the point of view, this is not a like main series Pokemon game. This is kind of a reimagining of Gen 1. If you go into it with that perspective, oh man, is it fun. And like I said, I'm typically not a fan of motion controls, but I loved it. I did a Let's Play of it on my personal channel. And I think the thing I liked about it most was I liked that the Pokemon popped up on screen and you could pick which ones you interacted with. That kind of took away from the typical tedious grind when you're hunting for a rare Pokemon or hunting for a shiny. So it was for me a breath of fresh air in the Pokemon community. But again,
It's funny because it was very much the difference between like a Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger, whereas Final Fantasy it's random encounters, and in Chrono Trigger the villains or the monsters, they're walking around. You can see them, and you can choose to run into them or not to fight them.
yeah,
You know,
I like that. I thought that was really good. But yeah, thank you EDMG for your super chat. Definitely good to mention that. And I'll just say this: if anybody else has any other games that you want us to mention, of course you're welcome to super chat us. If there's anything else you wanted us to discuss, Rich, were there any other games you wanted to mention before we went to our number 2 and number 1?
I just want to say, again, just talking about all Switch games, I think that Switch is just I think it's the best Nintendo console maybe since, in my opinion, it may be the best Nintendo console since the GameCube. Like, obviously, Super Nintendo is going to rank, and we could talk about, maybe we should make a video just on
Top 5 Nintendo consoles?
the top consoles themselves, but
Yeah.
obviously Super Nintendo holds a special place in my heart. And N64 as well. GameCube is great. And then Wii and Wii U's, for me it gets a little kind of gray, but I think the Switch might be the best console since the GameCube, maybe
I
at least for
would,
Nintendo.
I'll put it this way: if I just think about my time purely playing, I have played my Switch more than I played the Wii and the Wii U. So
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
just enjoying it more. Again, that could be personal preference, but anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
I
let's
think we're good to keep going if that's good for you.
Yeah, it's good for me. All right. So, anyways, guys, as Chris mentioned, if you still want to super chat to get your honorable mentions, there's one right there. Thank you, AK. AK super chatted $2 and said Yoshi's Crafted World. Yoshi's Crafted World, another fantastic Switch game. Thank you so much. And he was probably reminded because of the the Yoshi world that we're doing right now in Smash Brothers. But anyways.
Yeah,
So,
and I'll be honest, I feel bad because I never played Yoshi's Crafted World. I remember seeing the videos, and if I remember correctly, this is a sequel to Yoshi's Woolly World on the Wii U, right?
well, I mean, it's just the next in
Kind
the
of.
line of, Yoshi's
Yoshi's
Island,
Story.
Yoshi's Story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Okay, so this is in the Yoshi's Mario spin-off genre, just like you said.
Yeah. It plays just
I
like Yoshi's Island,
Okay. Yeah. I just pulled it up. I'm looking at it, the Wikipedia article, and I'm like, you know what? I really should go play that game because I loved Yoshi's Island and Yoshi's Story. I played a lot of those games, so I'll have to check that out. But yeah, thank you, AK, for your super chat and reminding us about Yoshi's Crafted World.
Oh, and thank you EDMG7 for reminding me about Luigi's Mansion 3. Also, the Luigi's Mansion series is fantastic, but Luigi's Mansion 3 didn't quite make this list.
Yeah, I will say, as many people enjoyed the Luigi being introduced to the Luigi's Mansion series was really fun. That's some of my favorite memories on the GameCube.
Oh, and I will say, obviously, I haven't had a chance to play, the Origami King, the new Paper Mario game yet. So
Well, I don't think is it even out yet? I don't even think
I
it's
don't think
out.
it's quite out yet, but I mean that could be. And I was talking earlier about how we pretty much have the top 5. Paper Mario: The Origami King is a game that could have changed this list had we made this list later.
Richie, I just Googled it. Guess when Origami King came out?
What, today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Oh shoot. Okay.
Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna put Origami King on our honorable mention list. Sorry guys, I don't feel that bad since it literally just came out yesterday, according to Wikipedia. But I do need to play that game, and we'll for sure talk about it in the future.
Yeah. after I played, I'll talk about how I hate myself because it should have been like our number 1 or something. I don't know.
We'll put it in its own list because I think we'll need to have. I'll make a new list up now. Future games or games that just came out. Obviously, Origami King and New Pokemon Snap are games that we haven't had enough time to play or they haven't come out yet. But we can revisit this list and adjust it if need be in the future.
All right. Anyways, our number 2 is Animal Crossing, and I've accidentally full screened it.
So, I love the Animal Crossing series. I've played the GameCube game the most, and it is very unique. Obviously, we've done a lot of videos on this where we've done Let's Plays. Rich and Jax did a very in-depth review on their thoughts on it.
This is from our review, because this is the cleanest video I could find was my own.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So obviously we are definitely fans of the Animal Crossing series. Here's what I will credit Nintendo. I mean, the reason that Animal Crossing is on this list is because the genre itself is very laid back. I once heard another YouTuber, I forget their name, describe the Animal Crossing genre as cozy escapism. I think that is a great way to put it. I think that what's great about Animal Crossing New Horizons is they really got multiplayer done very well. Because the original Animal Crossing on the GameCube did not have multiplayer, but I think they slowly started to introduce it in like City Folk and Wild World, and then of course New Leaf. But I think that, and then even Pocket Camp on on mobile. But they really polished up multiplayer, and like I still have lots of friends that are still playing this game and messaging me and asking what my turnip prices are. And like, there's still obviously a big community online of people that are sharing all their designs, sharing friend codes to go to different towns. So Nintendo really just polished everything from previous games. And the other big thing is the crafting system. Having crafting in New Horizons really helped take Animal Crossing to the next level, because it gave you an excuse to, go out and farm all these goods and, get more interesting gameplay mechanics. So when Rich and I were talking about this list, we were actually going back and forth about whether Animal Crossing or Odyssey should be higher up on the list. And I think Animal Crossing is there because ultimately more people are talking. I mean, well, okay, I know that Odyssey, a lot of people talked about it when it came out, but I feel like there's still a lot of buzz about Animal Crossing, and I feel like it's going to continue to be an extremely popular game moving forward and just has a little bit better replay value. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe that's just because it's newer. Anyway, I've talked for a long time. Rich, you want to chime in?
I was going to say, Chris is going to just get it all out there. Anyways, to me, it's really simple. I loved New Leaf on the 3DS, and, eventually we'll get to that 3DS top list. But, New Leaf was incredible and perfect, and New Horizons just took all that perfectness and perfected it even more. I mean, I think that New Horizons is definitely the best looking Animal Crossing by far, because if you compare it, because, again, the last one was a handheld. But more than that, the amount of, variety and things that you can do in your town have definitely improved. And I think that obviously people are talking about it. People are playing it every day. This is definitely the best, in my opinion, best Animal Crossing so far, and is a testament to the Nintendo Switch. I think that when people, in 10 years, when people think back at the Nintendo Switch, they're definitely going to talk about their moments that they visited their friends' islands and were trading at the moment, I can't remember what it is, what the big item is people trade with each other. It's, what is it, Chris? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Well, I know that people
it's right
are
there
doing
in our
turnips.
review. Turnips.
Well,
I think turnips is the
turnips.
thing.
Yeah. Well, I know that that's a big thing because you buy low, you sell high. So a lot of people are town hopping to sell their turnips at a high price. And that's how you make tons of money.
Anyways,
you did a good job on this little video review, by the way.
So anyways, Animal Crossing New Horizons, it's definitely number 2. Anyways, let's get to our number 1. So,
which you guys probably guessed.
This one game is not only the best game on the Nintendo Switch, but also probably one of the best games of the last 10 years for a lot of great reasons, and just overall, and definitely one of the best games in this franchise that we're about to talk about. And that franchise is, of course, no, that's my Facebook poll. It's this. It is Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda. So good. In fact, I think only very few Zelda games. This is just an example. Very few Zelda games get so popular and are so fun that Nintendo's like, you know what, we need to make an immediate sequel to this. I mean, it's happened with Ocarina of Time had Majora's Mask, but Nintendo very excited about Breath of the Wild, enough to the point where they are making a direct sequel to it, and who knows, it might have the release date. I don't think there's a release date for it, right? But it probably got held up a little bit because of world events this year. But we are getting a Breath of the Wild sequel, and I'm really looking forward to it. Anyways, why is this game our number one? I mean, if you've played Breath of the Wild, it should be an easy answer for you. It is just one of the best open world games of all time, one of the best Zelda games of all time. It is just one of the most fun games of all time. The amount of you can do exploring and just discovering new things, doing those puzzles. I mean, Chris.
Yeah. So I started this video off saying that Splatoon 2 was the second highest hour count I have on my Switch. Number one is Breath of the Wild, and I know that we've been teasing a edited top 10 Zelda video where we're going to get into this in more detail, but I'll say this. There's a few things that really stood out. If you guys have watched Nintendo's making of Breath of the Wild, something really interesting that they talked about was in the original Legend of Zelda on the NES. It was open world in the sense that you could complete the game in any order that you wanted. You could do harder dungeons and paths, or you could do easier ones, but there was a lot of open world freedom. And really, this did not come back again until Breath of the Wild, because a lot of games in the Zelda franchise were very linear. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it was a very interesting return to form where Breath of the Wild, you can complete the divine beasts in any order that you want. You can literally try and go fight Ganon right out the gate, and there's a hilarious speedrun community where people go and do that. Things I really liked about it is you could just kind of get lost in the world. I loved the different cooking stuff that you could collect. So, I guess you could call that crafting, where you can get the stamina carrots or these turnips to give you, more hearts or radishes, I guess. I actually really liked weapon durability because it gave you an excuse to constantly go and explore and find better weapons. So everything came together, and of course the music is great. The music is hauntingly beautiful, especially the Sheikah Tower music, do 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 do, oh, so good. I love this game, and I'm excited that Nintendo is making a sequel to it, and you guys will have to wait until we do our top 10 Zelda, but there is a big debate in the community about which Zelda game is the best Zelda game. Is it Breath of the Wild, or is it Ocarina of Time? We're not going to answer right now which one is which, but we will answer that question in our top 10 Zelda video. But I think that Breath of the Wild is very much a well-deserved number one Switch game, and I don't think anything's going to top it because it did everything that we wanted in a open world adventure game. It took... Well, actually, I'll pass it back to you, Rich. Did you want to mention the comparisons to Skyrim?
I mean, I was joking when this game first came out. I called it, Legend of Zelda Skyrim because, Skyrim is obviously a high-profile open-world fantasy game, and, I've put thousands of hours into Skyrim, I'll be honest. But, Breath of the Wild actually stands on its own for its style and the way that it incorporates Zelda elements into this open-world environment. And so I'm really no longer making that joke. I think that Breath of the Wild is good on its own. But also, if you've never played Skyrim, play Skyrim because it's great. But Breath of the Wild is fantastic.
Yeah, and I guess just to finish my thoughts on it, I think what's interesting is in the video game industry, certain genres will slowly evolve over time, where a company will make a game, other companies will take some of the best things and improve upon it. I feel like Breath of the Wild takes the best of what we expect out of a Zelda game and then borrows some of the best ideas that have come from other genres or other games in the genre, the open world adventure genre. And it really is just this perfect hybrid of everything that we want. So anyway, I love Breath of the Wild, and you should too.
All right. Well, I guess that concludes our list. What do you guys think? Do you think that Breath of the Wild is the best game on the Switch? Do you think that we should have had Smash Ultimate as our number one? Are you or are there games that just you'll think of later that you wish we had thrown on here? What do you guys think? Anyways, we'll probably be back here next Saturday with our top 5 PC games of all time, and as you can imagine, that's quite a difficult task because unlike a console, which has its heyday for about 4 to 5 years, PC has been around since, well, the home computer. So we got a lot of thinking to do. Spoiler alert, StarCraft probably makes the list. Anyways, just be thinking about what you want to talk about for those. But anyways, that's it for me. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I was going to say that'll be a fun one. And also, I noticed that we just got another super chat from the Knife Stalker, who asks what our favorite Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighter is.
Oh, I usually plays Link in any Smash Bros. Game.
Yeah, I've always rotated between Marth and Roy. And sometimes I'll play as Pit, but sorry, I picked 3. I'll say Roy. I played Roy the most. And then, yeah, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our RichAlvarez members. So I see Marty Man and the Knife Stalker. I'm scrolling up and AK is in here as well. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. So yeah, thank you very much to our members. And thank you to everybody who super chatted today. So we, really appreciate you guys jumping into our stream. Yeah, any final thoughts on your end, Rich?
No, that's it. Don't forget to go to, facebook.com/RMAProd and follow us on the official RichAlvarez Facebook page. We're also on Twitter, and then the Discord link should be in the description as well. We got a huge community on there. We all talk, and we all decided that you should join.
Yeah, well, you should. I would imagine the majority of you guys, if you're watching this live stream, are probably in the Discord. But if you are one of those few people that have not, check it out. It's a very fun community. We like to have fun over there, and it's a great way to meet some of the other fans in the RMA RichAlvarez expanded universe.
All right. Also, guys, if there's any top 5 lists that we're not haven't gotten to or anything, you can always leave a comment once this video becomes a public video as well, and just let us know what top 5 list you want to see. It could be anything from top 5 Game Boy games to top 5 rocks in the Himalayas. I have just whatever it is you want to talk about. Just let us know, and we'll think about it. All right, guys. You have a wonderful day, and we'll see you later.
Hey, Rich, could you finish this up with the subscribe voice?
Oh God, let me see. Please subscribe. It's free and easy, just like leaving a comment, like I just said.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.